Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the heart of the game, dissecting the plays, the players, and the pulse of the league. Tonight, we're not just talking hockey, we're talking about the raw, unfiltered drama that unfolds when ambition clashes with reality, and when the most storied rivalries might just be on the brink of an unprecedented exchange. When a player refuses to report, when a contract becomes a burden, and when a storied rivalry suddenly presents an unexpected, almost unthinkable solution. What happens next? Are we truly on the cusp of witnessing a seismic shift, a cross-border transaction that could redefine the very fabric of two of hockey's most passionate fan bases? Good evening, hockey fanatics. Tonight, we're plunging headfirst into a saga that has gripped the hockey world, a narrative woven with frustration, speculation, and the tantalizing whisper of a trade that could send shockwaves from the bustling streets of Toronto to the historic arenas of Montreal. This isn't just about a player. It's about a predicament, a potential pivot point, and the sheer audacity of a suggestion that has everyone talking. The spotlight, or perhaps the glaring interrogation lamp, is firmly fixed on David Kampf, the veteran center for the Toronto Maple Leafs. For a player known for his unwavering defensive prowess and his commitment to the grind, his current situation is nothing short of a head-scratcher, a perplexing turn of events that has left both the team and its loyal legion of fans in a state of bewilderment. Kampf, a player who has carved out a respectable NHL career as a reliable defense-first pivot, finds himself in an untenable position. Demoted to the AHL's Toronto Marlies, a move that clearly did not sit well with the seasoned pro, Kampf has, after a mere handful of games, made a decisive and rather dramatic statement. He has abandoned the team. No practices, no games, no reporting for duty. The message is clear, unequivocal, and frankly quite stark. This refusal to report, this silent protest against his demotion, has not gone unpunished. The consequences have been swift and severe, a suspension. And with that suspension comes the immediate cessation of his $2.4 million salary. Imagine that a professional athlete earning a substantial living, choosing to walk away from it all, even if it means foregoing his paycheck. It speaks volumes about the depth of his dissatisfaction, the chasm between his expectations and the reality of his current role within the Maple Leafs organization. This isn't just a minor disagreement. It's a full-blown standoff, a high-stakes game of chicken between player and club, with both sides seemingly dug in. Multiple reports, from the most reputable sources in the hockey world, suggest that a resolution to Kampf's tenure in Toronto is not just likely, but imminent. The options on the table are few, but each carries significant weight. Could it be a trade, a clean break that sends Kampf to a new city and a fresh start? Perhaps a mutual termination of his contract, an amicable or not so amicable parting of ways that frees both parties from their obligations. Or, in a twist that seems increasingly unlikely given the current climate, could Kampf have a sudden change of heart, deciding that the AHL isn't so bad after all, and return to the Marlies? The smart money, the whispers in the locker rooms, and the murmurs from the press boxes points overwhelmingly towards the former, a trade. The Maple Leafs, a team perpetually under the microscope, cannot afford this kind of internal discord, especially from a player who, while valuable, is not considered indispensable. They need to solve this problem, and they need to solve it quickly. And this, my friends, is where the plot thickens, where the drama truly ignites, and where the most intriguing speculation begins to take hold. If the Leafs do indeed pursue the trade route, and all signs indicate they will, who would be interested in acquiring a player in such a peculiar situation? Who would be willing to take on a veteran center who has publicly expressed his discontent, even if his on-ice attributes are undeniably valuable? Enter the Montreal Canadiens. Yes, you heard that right. The Montreal Canadiens, the archrivals, the historic adversaries, the very team against whom the Maple Leafs have battled for over a century, forging one of the most intense and passionate rivalries in all of professional sports. The idea alone is enough to make some fans gasp, others scoff, and still others lean forward, captivated by the sheer audacity of the suggestion. The speculation comes from none other than TSN's Chris Johnston, respected NHL insider whose insights often prove to be remarkably prescient. On the November 7th episode of The Chris Johnston Show, he floated a notion that at first glance might seem outlandish, even sacrilegious. But upon closer inspection, as Johnston meticulously laid out, it begins to make a surprising amount of sense. A team like the Canadiens, Johnston mused, they don't have a left shot center on their roster. You can't tell me they wouldn't use a player like him. He has attributes that a team like that would find appealing. Let's break this down because on paper, as Johnston so astutely points out, the logic is compelling. The acquisition cost for Kampf, given his current predicament and the Leafs' urgent need to move him, would likely be barely anything at all. We're talking about a distressed asset, a player whose market value has plummeted due to his off-ice situation. For a team like the Canadiens, who are in a different phase of their competitive cycle compared to the Leafs, this presents a unique opportunity. They're not necessarily looking for a top-tier offensive dynamo. They're building, developing, and seeking to solidify their roster with specific pieces. And Kampf, despite his limited offensive output, 31 goals and 85 points in 301 games for the Leafs, averaging 14-15 TOI over 4 seasons, brings a very particular and very valuable skill set to the table: defense. He is a defense-first center, a shutdown specialist, a player who excels at suffocating the opposing team's top lines, winning crucial faceoffs, and killing penalties with relentless efficiency. In a league increasingly focused on speed and skill, the value of a reliable, responsible defensive forward cannot be overstated. They are the unsung heroes, the grinders who do the dirty work, allowing the offensive stars to shine. The Canadiens, while boasting some impressive strength down the middle of their lineup, led by their captain Nick Suzuki, could genuinely benefit from a player like Kampf. They lack a dedicated, experienced left-shot center who can anchor a checking line, take defensive zone draws, and provide a veteran presence in crucial situations. Kampf could slot into their third or fourth line, immediately elevating their defensive structure and providing a much-needed layer of insulation for their younger, more offensively inclined centers. He could take on the toughest matchups, freeing up Suzuki and others to focus on generating offense. This isn't about Kampf becoming a scoring leader. It's about him being a specialized tool, a tactical asset that fills a specific glaring void. Furthermore, a move to Montreal could offer Kampf something he desperately craves: a better opportunity. In Toronto, he was often overshadowed, his role sometimes diminished, and ultimately he found himself demoted. In Montreal, particularly on a developing team, he could find renewed purpose, a more defined role, and perhaps even a chance to regain the form that made him such a valuable commodity in the first place. It's a chance for a fresh start, a new chapter in a career that has hit an unexpected snag. Of course, there's the elephant in the room: Kampf's contract. He's signed through the 2026-27 season at a $2.4 million AV. While most teams can fit that under their salary cap, the question remains: would spending that much for a limited defense-first player truly make sense for anyone, especially a team that isn't a perennial contender? For many, the answer might be no. But for teams with very specific needs, like the Canadiens' desire for a left-shot defensive center, that price tag becomes far more palatable, especially if the acquisition cost in terms of assets is minimal. It's a calculated risk, a potential high-reward move for a team looking to incrementally improve its roster without breaking the bank or sacrificing future assets. The narrative here is rich with layers. It's a story of a player at a crossroads, a team desperate to resolve an internal issue, and a rival organization potentially swooping in to capitalize on the chaos. It's a testament to the unpredictable nature of professional sports, where alliances can shift and the unthinkable can become a very real possibility. The idea of a maple leaf, even a disgruntled one, donning the iconic Canadiens jersey is enough to stir emotions on both sides of the divide. It would be a fascinating subplot in the ongoing saga of hockey's greatest rivalry, a move that would undoubtedly be dissected and debated for years to come. So, as the hockey world holds its breath, we now simply wait. We wait for the conclusion of this intriguing saga. Will David Kampf find a new home? Will that home be in Montreal, igniting a new chapter in the storied rivalry? Or will another team emerge from the shadows, ready to take a chance on a player whose defensive attributes are undeniable. Even if his current situation is undeniably messy, the pieces are on the board, the clock is ticking, and the stage is set for what promises to be a captivating resolution. This is more than just a trade rumor. It's a testament to the human element in sports, the clash of wills, and the strategic chess match played out behind the scenes. It's a reminder that in hockey, as in life, the most unexpected paths can often lead to the most compelling destinations. What do you think, Hockey Nation? Could you ever imagine David Kampf in a Canadiens jersey? Would this be a brilliant strategic move for Montreal or a risky gamble? And for Leafs fans, how would you feel seeing a former player, even one in this situation, cross enemy lines? We want to hear your passionate takes, your fiery opinions, and your insightful analyses. Drop a comment below, let us know your thoughts, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive reports that get to the heart of the game. Until next time, keep your sticks on the ice and your eyes on the puck.